Hi everyone, it's Ian, and today we're going to look at where to use the having clause. See what I did there? Haha. Anyway, I'm going to construct a sample select statement that shows you how to use having. Now we're going to start off with a hypothetical situation from our CIS 117 database in which I want to find out the total markup for each given artist in the items table. So I'm going to start out, select artist, because we want to know which artist we'll be working with, and then I'm going to get the sum of the difference between the cost and the unit price, because that'll tell us the markup. Now I'm going to use a group by clause in a little bit to group by artist. But first, let's finish this. We're going to call we're going to call this markup, the sum of each cost minus unit price, and we're going to call that markup from items because it's in the items table. And now we're going to say group by artist. We should get that, except I reversed this, so it should be unit price minus cost. It's always hard to tell with these labels what's doing what, so sometimes you have to check beforehand. Anyway, let's run this one. So that shows the correct markup for each of these. Yeah. So we're going to start by this. Now we want to say group from items, and we're going to want to say where the sum of the unit price minus the cost is greater than or equal to 10. So we're going to find out who's basically a rip-off here if you want to buy their whole discography. Anyway, so we'll run this. But oops, query execution failed. Reason: an aggregate may not appear in the where clause unless it is in a subquery contained in a having clause or a select list, and the column being aggregated is an outer reference. So basically this is just a bunch of stuff saying that you can't put this equation into the where clause with the group by. So to get around this, a new clause has been developed called having, and we can replace what we would put into where into having. So having some cost of greater than or equal to 10. Now, please note that having has to come after group by. I can't say having blah, 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 group by artist. So let's go ahead and run this, and you'll notice that the only three that come up from this list with a higher aggregate or higher sum of markup are Burt Ruggles, No Rest for the Weary, and Umami. Now, this is probably due to the fact that they each have multiple albums in the database, or in the table, rather. But that's beside the point. If you wanted to collect their whole discography, you are effectively throwing away more than $10 to the manufacturer. So, there you have it. A simple example of how to use having in a clause. Hope you enjoyed.